So then, Jack, where do you think we'll be in the next decade? Which teams are we going to have in Super League?
We'll be up there. It's so hard to predict, isn't it? Because I think you look at the decade we've had compared to the decade we've got going forward, and Super League is reaching a really exciting time now. Obviously, with the introduction of Toronto, there's possibility that we might even see teams from New York or Ottawa entering the UK leagues within the next couple of seasons, which again is really exciting in terms of expansion. So who knows? Who knows? In 10 years, Super League could include 5 teams from outside of the UK. We could have Catalans, Toulouse, Ottawa, New York, and Toronto.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that as a league?
Yeah.
Almost half of the league made up of teams from outside the UK. Who would have predicted that not too long ago?
I think it's massively unpredictable because if we'd have had this conversation at the end of the last decade, you'd have probably been like, well, in 10 years' time we're going to have more than 4 teams that won Super League, and we haven't. So I mean, we could be sitting here in 10 years' time and we could have just had a New York Ottawa grand final.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it could have just been St Helens v Wigan again.
Well, you think
you
about
don't know what it's going to be
if
like.
you're saying that, who would have said 10 years ago that we would have had a team in Toronto?
Very true.
Catalans had just I think were into their 4th or 5th season, something like that.
Yeah.
And Toulouse were still, were an entity, but who would have thought the Super League could have gone transatlantic in the way that we have done?
Yeah.
So who knows? We could even have teams from other countries. Serbia, for example, are really trying to push their league with Red Star Belgrade, who were obviously in the Challenge Cup last year, and at that time led by our good friend Trev Smith, who's now over in Australia. Spain, why not?
Yeah. Well, we had a game in Barcelona.
We had a game in Barcelona, exactly.
Yeah.
Growth there. So there's so much scope for taking Rugby League out of the heartlands and out of the UK that has already started to happen and is continuing to happen. So who knows? Will we have any UK teams in Super League in 10 years?
Will it even be called Super League?
Exactly. We'll have another. We could even have another break-off league for all the foreign teams. Who would?
European Cup, Champions League.
There we go.
You just never know. And I think if you don't know about some of the current teams in there, because you look at, was it 2009 Castleford got relegated?
Yeah.
I think it was 06. That was the second time.
Did they not go down again? I'm shocked.
That was their second time.
Actually. Yeah. Because I think it was 10 years later. So in that 10-year period, Castle would have gone from relegation to a grand final, and now I'd class them as one of the top 6 teams.
Exactly.
Now, is there somebody in that lower ranks, a Hull KR, a team like that could be consistently challenging at the top in 10 years' time?
It can all just change like that.
Yeah, for sure. And I will put my neck on the line and say we'll definitely have another Super League winner. By the time
we get
to
it's a huge statement.
2029, we'll have another Super League winner. In fact,
I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, we've had some teams that have had the opposite effect there, haven't we? So teams that were challenging at the top then have, the opposite effect, gone right down there. You just mentioned one of them, Ben Hull KR, 4th in 2009, and they only just came back up 2 years ago, didn't they?
Yeah, of course.
But then again, you did say that. Who will be that winner? Who will be that winner?
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah. Well, will it be a team?
The obvious one's Warrington, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you were to ask me outside the box, I would probably say Castleford if they keep Darryl Powell, because I think Darryl Powell is determined to stay there until they win a major trophy, and I feel like I think he's one of the best free coaches in the league. So I would say Castleford, but I don't think that'll be in the next couple of years.
You see, my outside bet, I would probably say Catalans. I think they could definitely. I mean, we saw a couple of years ago when they obviously stormed the Challenge Cup, which I know is a completely different format to Super League, but it shows that they are capable of winning trophies. At the end of the day, they are capable of performing in those big games, and I think if they hold that, I think the one thing we've said with Catalans for years is consistency.
Yeah.
If they need that consistency to be successful.
Their away form
particularly, yeah. So if they can, hold that down, that away form, and get some consistency, especially now with some of the players they've brought in, James Maloney in the Hearts, for example. I know he likely won't play for more than 2-3 years, but if they can bring in that sort of calibre of players and get them playing together, then I think Catalans could mount another charge on the trophy.
I'd agree.
Don't see why not.
There we are. If I had to have an opinion, well, dare I say, one of the obvious ones, like Ben did. He said Warrington, I could say Hull. Never know.
I forgot about that.
I did think that.
Oh, well.
Hull KR.
Hey, it's all possible. We never know.
It is. Toronto.
Yeah, I'd say Toronto. I would say Toronto. If you say Castleford and Catalan. You see Warrington and Hull, bit too obviously. If you're going to go outside, it'd have to be Toronto in a way because they can now build up. They've got all the backing.
Yeah.
They've got the reputation, everything. They're even talking about challenging the playoffs this season, even in 2020.
Possibly, never know.
Yeah. So yeah, they're our outside predictions. Let us know yours in the video, and if there's Jack, Ben, we'll be back with you in just a moment.